What's up, guys? Toogie here, back again with another episode of A Nation United with the Espoo Eagles of Finland. We are 8 wins away from a Stanley Cup. We lost in the final last year to Anaheim, but it's 4 wins down, 4 to go. We are halfway home after defeating the Florida Panthers and the New Jersey Devils in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. As it was pointed out, we are more than halfway towards breaking a record. We have won 6 games in overtime thus far. The record is 10, held by the Montreal Canadiens. So if we have a very dramatic run to the Cup final, then, you know, maybe it'll be a record-breaking run to the Cup. But standing in our way, before we can worry about Vegas or Calgary, standing in our way are the 46-win Buffalo Sabres. Of course, the team that we managed to take Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen from, whether right or wrong, we did, and he has been backstopping this team for the past few seasons. However, we fell short last year, as I've mentioned, and he hasn't been great this year. This is a make or break series for him. Now, he's only 28 years old, but he is still the top goalie in the league, as far as I'm aware. We're actually going to double check to see right now, or not, because I hit the wrong button, so that's just great. We'll just sit here and chill out for a minute and then go over to goalie. There we go. So in terms of the top goaltender in the league, he is at a 93 overall, still the best. Better than Ottinger, Hart, Gibson, and Vasilevsky. There are only 5 goaltenders above a 90 right now, which in fairness is probably pretty accurate. But obviously, the only other guy who would really be in contention is Ukko-Laakso, who we let go of, and of course we ended up beating him in the first round of the playoffs. There really aren't that many options. We knew that we had to go out and get him to be the main backstop for this team. He was going to be our best option available, at least in the short term. Long term, you know, further seasons down the road, if we hadn't won a cup, then someone like Laakso would have been the guy to depend on. But our success here, it really does depend on Luukkonen's personal success, and we'll see what he can do against his former team. As far as the Lions are concerned, of course, we have had some struggles. Obviously, the center depth had been changed up a little bit. I am going to change it back to what it would be in an ideal world, with everybody performing to the best of their abilities, and we will adjust it from there. But Kaapo Kakko, 11 points in 12 games is phenomenal. You'd like him to score a little bit more, but still, point production-wise, it's where it needs to be. Simon Taival did start to turn it up in that last series. He's up to 7 points. And then Rantanen, 11 points in 12 games, 7 goals. He still needs to do, I'd say, a little bit more if we are going to ultimately end up winning this thing. Louis with 10 points. Lambert with 12. He has been tremendous. And Tommy Ludman, 8 points. Meh, but 5 goals. It's pretty good. We go to the third line, and this has been the biggest issue. This third line has done well for us in the postseason before. You look at what Kasper Bjorkqvist did last year on, en route to the Stanley Cup final. This year, a completely different player, and I'm not sure what the issue is, but if he can get his game going, we should be able to steamroll Buffalo. Borgstrom, of course, was the new addition this year. He's been a little bit disappointing, and Arturi Lehkonen we brought back, bumped him up to the third line, but like I said, that entire third line has been pretty disappointing. The fourth line has been okay, all things considered, but I think our key to success, either the bottom 6 has to step up or the top 6 has to take over. Defensively, we still have some concerns. I mean, not that plus minus is the best stat, but there are some major concerns for certain players, but we still made it to this point for a reason, and as we always say, hey, underperforming players, we've still made it this far. If they turn it around, we're golden. But for now, we'll turn the focus away from our team, and we'll focus on what we're up against in the form of the Buffalo Sabres. Alrighty then. Alex Newhook, 11 points in 9 games. Jack Eichel, 13 points in 9 games. And Edgar Owens, 16 points in 9 games. Good Lord. That top line. Second line, 6 points for Cyrus Schultz. Was a 21st overall pick back in 2021. Edgar Omans, by the way, was involved in that extra draft. He was a guy, of course, that we would have not been able to take. We go to the center, Sebastian Aho, 10 points in 9 games. Of course, he wasn't long for this team. That could come back to haunt us. Jeff Skinner, 3 points as well with his former Carolina teammate. We go to the third line, Riley Tufte, Casey Middlestat, and Michael Bunting. The fourth line, Manny Siu, first-round pick in 2022. Eric Cornell and Tyler Pitlick, who has 7 points in 9 games. Tyler Pitlick is outscoring Kasper Simon-Taval this postseason. Obviously, it's a well-rounded team. They have 3 bona fide superstars and a fourth line that's performing at a pretty high level as well. That's scary. You go to the defense, and it's a little bit scarier, at least with that top pairing, good lord. Manuel Stützle. God love the Stützle. 6th round pick in 2019. Jesus Christ. That is one of the biggest steals I've ever seen in this game. The fact that he was actually able to turn into a bona fide, legit top 2 defenseman is simply outrageous. Rasmus Dahlin also still there at just 27 years old. That is so ridiculously, stupidly good. Second pairing, though, at least in terms of overall, it drops off a bit. Matt Grzelcyk with Philip Broberg, who never really developed for them. And Matthias Samuelsson is with Ryan Collins, second-round pick of the Blue Jackets in 2014. We go to the goaltender, and you know what? Call it a hunch, but I think they've done all right, all things considered, after losing Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Andrei Vasilevsky, who has a .958 save percentage, a .143 GAA, 9 appearances, 8 wins. I am officially scared. I am scared. 3 superstars, a ridiculous top pairing, and one of the top 5 goaltenders in the league, as we established. This series is, oh boy. We talked about our players needing to perform at a high level. If they don't, we are not making it back to the Cup final. This team needs to click on all cylinders if we're going to beat this Buffalo team. It's just a matter of if. Let's find out. Let's get this series underway. No point in sitting here in a half state of depression and anxiety. Let's get this over with, and hopefully it goes well for us. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final here in Espoo. First period is scoreless. Not what I would have expected. They outshot us 15-8. I consider that a victory that we're not losing yet. And I said yet because self-fulfilling prophecy. Second period, there it is. Alex Newhook gets the opening goal of this game. 26 shots to 21 now, so that dropped off a bit, but they were able to get the goal. We go to the third period, desperate to put one past Vasilevsky. If we cannot, then I won't know how to feel. I mean, we overcame a slow start in another series against the Devils, but still, power play chances for the Sabres, both killed off. Can we find a way to score? It's looking unlikely. Under 2 minutes left. Power play! No. Oh, a 34-save shutout for Andrei Vasilevsky in Game 1, and that is not what you want to see. Luukkonen was the first star, which is stupid. And then Newhook with the goal. But if those were going to be the 3 stars, that's who you would have. Game 1 to Buffalo. Calgary also takes Game 1 against Vegas. Again, we lost 7-0 before going on to win 4 straight against the Devils. But I can't help but think this is going to be a slightly, ever so slightly different series with the 3 superstars that they have leading the way. Not that New Jersey lacks superstars. But we'll go through Game 2. If we lose here, then we're hitting that panic switch and adjusting the lineup. Can we get anything going? First period. Okay, we got a goal, but we're still down 2-1. 2 goals for fourth line center Eric Cornell. Arturi Lehkonen got our goal, 16 shots to 11. But we are trailing 2-1. Second period, we are no longer trailing. Kasper Simontaival has tied this one up. 28 shots to 21. 2 goals apiece as we head to the third period. We've been able to get to Vasilevsky. Unfortunately, we have to get there at least one more time. Power play for the Sabres goes to waste. Is there another goal to be had? Now is the time for anybody to step up. Arturi Lekkonen's second of the game. It's 3-2. 5 minutes remaining. Can we hold on to get back into this series? Yes, we can. Brad Lambert with the empty netter from 2-1 down to a 4-2 victory. 3 unanswered goals. Simontaival, Lekkonen second, and Brad Lambert with the empty netter. Luukkonen, 37 save efforts. And the Eagles take game 2 to tie this series up at 1 game apiece. Thank God. Wasn't expecting us to get 3 past Vasilevsky in game 2, let alone the empty netter, of course. But this series is tied. Calgary has a 2-0 lead on Vegas. So right now the odds definitely in their favor of them being the ones to make it to the final. I'm going to hold off on any lineup changes for now. We're going to jump into game 3 and hope for the best. Although I'm sure there are changes that could be made to try and bump up our chances of success. First period is a good one for us. 9 shots to 5. Limited them to just 5 shots. Mikko Rantanen scored 45 seconds in. We're up 1-0. Great to see Rantanen getting on the board here. Second period. There are 2 ways you can react to that. You can sit here in stunned silence like me, or jump out of your chair screaming, "Holy shit, holy fucking shit." I would prefer to do the latter, but I can't move. I am frozen. Out of stunned, just what the fuck just happened? A 6. Hold on, let me clean these glasses off here. What the fuck just happened? A 6-goal second period in game 3 against the Sabres. It is 7-0 after 40 minutes. What? What the? What the hell, man? What the hell? Like I said, 2 ways to react to it. I think internally I'm just screaming at the top of my lungs, throwing chairs across the room in celebration, but I cannot believe what I just saw. Ludman, Bjorkqvist, Borgstrom, Rantanen, Lambert, and Rantanen completes the hat trick on Calvin Pickard. 7-0 Eagles. As we go, I'm just gonna hit the button, man. Holy shit. We couldn't, Ludman makes it 8. We couldn't score a goal in game 1. We chase Vasilevsky. Ludman with a hat trick. What the fuck? What? It's 10. It's 10 and the field goal's good. What the fuck just happened? Oh my god. 10-0 is your final score of game 3. Double digits. Are you kidding me? 2 hat tricks. Rantanen scored 4 fucking goals. Ludman with the hat trick. Are you fucking kidding me? 10-0. 33 shots, 10 goals. None of them empty netters. A 6-goal second period. 5 assist night for Simontaival. The most outrageous game I have ever seen. 10-0. The Sabres weren't even in penalty trouble. I cannot believe this. 5 points for Simon Tyval, 4 for Rantanen and Ludman. Lehkonen, actually we had quite a few guys who did not finish with a point, despite the fact that we put up 10 goals. How is that even possible? Oh my god. Ludman took 3 shots and scored 3 goals. Rantanen scored 4 goals on 6 shots. 10-0. A 23 save shutout for Lehkonen. And we have taken a 2-1 series lead as Vegas has battled back into their series. We outscored them 4-3 over the course of the first 2 games, splitting those games in the process. We are now outscoring them 14-3 through 3 games. Yet we only have a 2-1 series lead. That is the most outrageous thing I have ever seen in the playoffs. 10-0 final. Is that the largest victory? Goddamn, the biggest win in Stanley Cup playoff history. Let's find out. Stanley Cup playoff history. What the fuck just happened? What is the biggest margin of victory? What's the highest score in NHL playoff history? Apparently in 1920, the Habs beat the Quebec Bulldogs 16-3. And the Habs also beat the Toronto St. Pats a few months earlier by a lot. Apparently there was a 12-9 game between the Oilers and Blackhawks in 1985, but that wasn't even in the playoffs. I have no idea what the answer is. If somebody could find it, I mean, I think it is the Habs Quebec Bulldogs in 1920, which technically, I mean, would have been for the Cup, but you know, unbelievable. What the hell? What the hell just happened? Capo Caco now has 16 points in 15 games with only 1 goal. I'm afraid to go to game 4 because, call it a hunch, I feel like it's going to be drastically different. But let's do this, shall we? Game 4. Will the Sabres tie this up after getting their asses kicked? Which I don't think that expression explains game 3 enough. Or at least accurately. Or will we take a 3-1 series lead? First period, good lord. 2 goals for Alex Newhook, 1 for Owens as well. They were up 3-0 before Lehkonen scored with 39 seconds left to make it a 2-goal game. So yeah, I'd say they were a little bit pissed about being embarrassed. Second period, okay, yep, I told you this was going to be drastically different. Pitlick and Skinner make it 5. Bjorkqvist gets one back. It's 5-2. The Sabres are 20 minutes away from tying this series up. We have a 5-on-3 power play. We couldn't do anything with it. That's the death knell. There's no way we're winning if we let that chance go to waste. But somehow, some way, this series is going to be tied at 2 games apiece, despite the fact that we won Game 3 by the score of 10-0. Oh my God. 5-2 is your final in Game 4. It will not be a repeat of the Devils series. It is a best of 3 from this point on. My God. As Vegas has also come back from 2-0 down, or not also, but Vegas has come back from 2-0 down to tie their series against Calgary. As far as the team is concerned, I mean, what do you even do? I mean, God, that fourth line, though, is struggling in a big-time way. Koivula's, of course, put up points. I think Lamico needs to sit, or Lamico. And the question is, who is it going to be who fills that role? It might be Sampo Ranta. It could be Alexi Sorella. It might be Wirtanen, who we called up last year. You know what? It's going to be Wirtanen, because we called him up last year. He actually did really well for us in the playoffs. So we're going to make that change to the fourth line at the very least. Lamico is going to be dropped for 77 overall. Wirtanen. And in terms of any other changes, we'll give it one more game, because obviously if we lose Game 5, we are in desperation mode. So we'll see what happens after this game. But that'll be the one change that we make. Let's get Wirtanen into the lineup. Who's a better centerman? It's probably Piernez because of the extra defense, but we'll put Wirtanen there at center. And as far as the defense is concerned, obviously I'm just a little bit concerned about the line combos here. We are going to flip Risto and Hikola and bump up Nudivara and Olli Alevi to that top pairing. And we'll take it from there. So Hikola's minutes... Do I want to put Risto with Peltonen? I don't really want to demote Risto, but we know that Peltonen and Tyrväinen don't work well together. But Hikola does so well taking up big minutes. I think we're going to flip Hikola. Yeah, let's do that. Tyrväinen and Hikola. Peltonen can't... Peltonen has been playing a little bit better. Let's go Peltonen, Hikola, Tyrväinen, Risto. And we'll see what happens there. Slight changes heading into Game 5. Let's see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen because it's it's pretty damn difficult to tell based on how this series has gone thus far. First period of Game 5, a goal apiece. Casey Middlestat and Kapokako finally gets his second goal of the postseason. 15 shots to 12 in their favor. Second period, oh God. 2 goals for Sebastian Aho, 1 goal for Siu, and the Sabres have a 4-1 lead. Shots are about even, but Luukkonen has not been able to get the job done, and barring a miracle comeback, we're facing elimination in Game 6. Power play chance goes to waste. Again, that is the death knell if we waste that opportunity. Rantanen does get one back just before the halfway point. Power play goal for the Sabres, or power play chance for the Sabres, goes to waste. We need another goal here quickly or it's over. It is over. 5-2. The empty netter for Matt Grzelcyk. The Sabres bounce back after getting demolished in Game 3 to take the next 2, and we'll have a chance to end this series on home ice in Game 6. Vegas has also won 3 straight games against Calgary, and we are facing elimination. The wonder, the joy of a 10-0 win has now made way for the extreme concern of us potentially blowing this series after such a gigantic win. A 2-1 series lead, we have lost 2 straight games, and desperate times certainly call for desperate measures. And I'm honestly, I gotta grasp for whatever straws are available here. Like, there has to be some way out of this. I'm not sure what the answer to that is, though. As far as the Lions, Marcus Nurmi is going to get a call-up, as is Pajuniemi. The Paju. He is going to get called up as well for his defensive acumen. And that is going to see the end of Koivula and Piernez in this lineup, as we're going to go with a fresh 4th line, again, out of pure desperation. We just have to throw whatever the top options are out there and hope like hell that we can walk away with a win. We'll have Nurmi on the left there. Not exactly the most ideal 4th line. Lekkonen's done well. Borgstrom has continued to struggle, though. And in fairness, I think that's going to make room. Pajuniemi's actually not going to get the call-up. Erik Haula is, because we're going to drop Borgstrom down to that 4th line. So I think that'll be a better way to go. Erik Haula, welcome back. Once upon a time, a somewhat crucial part of this team. A deadline acquisition, and we're going to see what he can do for us now, with the 4th line being what you see there. And then the 3rd line, I'm still so disappointed by Bjorkqvist not being able to get it going. Ludman with the 12 points, 14 for Lambert. Samuel Louis defensively. You know what? When in doubt, go back to what worked. And we're going to reunite the Bjorkqvist to Louis Ludman line, because I feel like we have to. It's just who gets dropped. That top line, I can't break it up. So it's just, do I want that to be the 3rd line or not, is the question. because I don't want to drop Brad Lambert, who's actually done relatively well. So I think what we're going to do is go with something like this. And yeah, I really don't have any excuse to not have this perfect setup here. So Haula, Lambert, Lehkonen. We're going to go Bjorkqvist, Louis Ludman. And then that brand new fourth line where I think it'll be Borgstrom. Actually, no, it is going to be Wirtanen as the center. Defensively, I mean, it's a very tough call. Heikkila hasn't been great. Tyrväinen hasn't been great. And Peltonen hasn't been great. So Heikkila has to stay, obviously. It's Wirtanen and Peltonen that you could argue would get dropped. For whom is the question. And I'm honestly not sure, because again, that defensive depth isn't ideal, but there are options. Pasi Tyrväinen, not a good defender at all. That defensive awareness is horrible. Good shot blocking and stick checking, but I don't know if we can trust that. He has a very weird attribute spread. Niemelainen, not very aggressive, not the best skater, but solid defensively. Renanen is well-rounded, but nothing outrageous. And then Ville Saariarvi. I think it's got to be Saariarvi for the skating. I like that Tyrväinen's a really good skater and aggressive, but it's just that defensive awareness. That's a nightmare waiting to happen. That is a nightmare waiting to happen. We also have Sebastian Aho and then Sami Niku. I think I'm going to go with Saariarvi and Niku. I like the fact that they're probably the most well-rounded of the bunch. Although again, certainly not the changes that I would have expected to make. But desperate times call for desperate measures. That is the offense, the defense. It's a tough call. I think we're gonna go with Juolevi. Well, Risto and Nunivaara have worked pretty well together. So maybe we reunite Juolevi and Heikkila. Go with Risto and Nunivaara, who have done well, but not amazingly. So, but then again, I don't know how I want to do this. I don't know how I want to do this. Do I want that third pairing together? Do I want Heikkila? You know what? Let's do it. Juolevi, Heikkila, Nunivaara, and Risto, Niku, and Saariarvi. Luukkonen up to a 920, but that's not enough. We know that's not enough. It's the playoffs. A 920 is okay to good in the regular season. We need something better. And I mean, if we take a look here, I'm intrigued to see what Vasilevsky's save percentage is after the obliteration in Game 3. He still has a 949. So bottom line is, Luukkonen, we need you to step up. Or despite one of the craziest playoff moments I've ever had in a series of mine, we're out, and we've failed our goal. Game 6, must win first period. We do get the opening goal. Kasper Simon-Taival, the slight edge in shots, and we're up 1-0. Second period, we're up 2. Samu Louis gets the goal. 27 shots to 21, up 2-0 with 20 minutes remaining. Can we shut this game down? Can we get the insurance goal that we're going to need? Okay, that works, I guess. Newhook and Simon-Taival, 2 goals within 1 minute of one another. We're up 3-1 as we hit the halfway point of the period. Can we hold on? Power play chance, 5-on-3. Is that going to go to waste? Yes, it is. But, barring a miracle, we are going to Game 7 back home in Espoo. Indeed we are. 3-1 final, 43 shots to 33. We get the job done. Luukkonen with 32 saves, 2 goals for Simon-Taival, and another goal for Samu Louis. Game 7 on the horizon, both series going to that decisive 7th game, as Calgary also avoids elimination. 2 Game 7s in the conference final. Can you have it any other way? The team will stay the same, except for the power play, which will be changed up as best as it can be. We're going to go with Rantanen. Let's go with, I think the answer here is probably to bump out Heikkila. I mean, Olli Levy's been okay. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to leave all those defenders in. I think we'll go with Rantanen, Kakko. Let's get Ludman there. Do we have a right-handed shot? Yeah, see, Risto. Okay, so that'll be the top unit. The second unit. I mean, again, I think we have too many defensemen for our own good. I mean, Bjorkqvist, Louis. Well, Bjorkqvist needs a way to make it in here. And then Juolevi could also make it because Samu Louis is good on that side. Juolevi might make it, but then again, Bjorkqvist is also a lefty. So I think Juolevi is going to take a seat. We're going to run with Bjorkqvist there. And we need 2 righties, or at the very least, 1 extra right-handed shot to make this work. And I don't know who the hell that's going to be. I don't really want to put Marcus Nurmi on the power play. But that is, actually, it's going to be Erik Haula. It's going to be Erik Haula. I still need to put a righty. Damn it. Alright, Simon Taval moves over. Although, actually, I'm going to make that change with Lambert to get Simon Taval up there. We are going to bring in Erik Haula as the second unit center. And Hikala will take a seat. I think it's going to be for Saariarvi rather than Nurmi. So it's a little bit of a mix and match kind of operation here, but it's worth it because that power play has let us down in the third period before. This has been one hell of a series. You start off with us losing game 1, 1-0, bounce back with a 4-2 win, the 10-0 victory. We lose game 4 by the score of 5-2. We lose game 5 by the score of 5-2, but a 3-1 win in game 6 has led to this. Are we making it back to the Cup final in consecutive seasons? Will we have a chance at redemption, or will we fall short against the Sabres? Let's find out. First period, the opening goal goes to Kasper Bjorkqvist. His success leads directly to our success, if anything, if last postseason's anything to go off of. 17 shots to 7 through 20 minutes. Second period, it's a goal apiece. Owens ties it. Samu Louis strikes, the third line delivering. 31 shots to 16, nearly doubling them up. We do have them doubled up on the scoreboard. It's 2-1 heading into the third period of Game 7. Power play chance early on for Buffalo is unsuccessful, as we have one of our own, Simon Taval, gets the goal. Now the power play chance, it's Brad Lambert's. The new power play setups paying dividends. The Espoo Eagles are going back to the Stanley Cup final. 4-1 in Game 7. The third line delivers, the power play delivers, and Luukkonen delivers. 27 of 28 stopped. And we go back to the Cup final, where we will be taking on the Calgary Flames. We lose to Anaheim last year, but this year, it's a whole new challenge. Calgary and Espoo in the Cup final. Our chance at redemption awaits. Again, what a series that was. To split the first 2 games, take Game 3, lose Game 4 and 5, but to win 6 and 7 by a combined score of 7-2, that is clutch from this team, from Luukkonen in particular, to only have allowed 2 goals. We go from being outscored 10-4 to outscoring them 7-2. Massive, massive performance from Luukkonen. And now again, our chance at vengeance awaits. It won't be against Anaheim, but we have yet another opportunity to get our hands on the Stanley Cup. Will we be able to do it is the question. The history of success in a nations-based series, whether it be with Sweden, with the United States, nations united with every other smaller nation like Switzerland, Germany, the Koreas, well, mainly North Korea. Well, South Korea shows up quite a bit too on occasion. You get the point. the history of success, been hit or miss, but we have another opportunity to get the job done. Whether or not we're able to, time will tell, but we do take on the Flames in the final in the next episode, and we won a game by the score of 10-0. I thank you guys very much for watching. It is greatly appreciated. Make sure, if you haven't already, leave a little bit of support on the video. Drop it a damn like to help me out with YouTube's ridiculous algorithms. Help this channel grow, damn it. We still have way more subscribers than I ever would have thought that I would have. But that said, my goal at this point was to hit at least 20K, really heading into September of this year. That's probably not going to happen. I don't think we're going to get, a little bit under 6K subscribers in the next 3 months. But as close to it as possible would be great, so I can continue to justify playing games for people on the internet. You guys are the best. Again, check out the channel update video that dropped yesterday if you haven't already, talking about the changes to the channel as far as the look, the merch options, and the P.O. box as well. All that information is also in the description. I reworked that around a little bit, so check that out if you haven't, at least since yesterday. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll see you guys in the Stanley Cup Final. 10-0. 10-0.